Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I will show you how to make this Tombrown baby food. Even adults can have it. So stay tuned, let's dive into the video. For this I have 1 cup of beans. You can use more or less, but I'll be washing it first before I will dry it again. Because it's baby food, I want to make sure it's clean. So I'm spreading it on my tray, and over here is my 1 cup of millet, that's dawa. I will do the same as well. I will wash it thoroughly and spray it to dry. You can keep it under the sun or in room temperature to dry. Then over here is my soya beans, which I will be washing, and after that I will soak it overnight because it has a lot of acid in it. So I will be soaking it overnight before I will make use of it. But first I will wash it. Just take a look at the foam coming out of it. That's why I say that it's very acidic. If you remember when I added water to the other ones, it did not foam. So after overnight I soaked it and all of them is dried up, as you can see. So we move on to the next step. I want to use this opportunity to say a big thank you to my new subscribers. Please remember to thumb up the video, share it out as well, and for my old subscribers, you guys are so amazing. I will also be adding some corn to it, or maize. This one is already broken. You can put any type of corn you have, even if it's white corn, but I'll be adding this. The next thing I will be adding is 1 cup of groundnut. You don't need to add more groundnut because if your groundnut is much, when you grind it, it will be oily. It will not come out in a powdered form. So this is my groundnut. Then the next thing is my stockfish powder. You can add any fish of your choice, but I'll be using stockfish powder. And what I did was I used my kitchen knife to cut the stockfish into the smaller shapes before I could grind it with my blender. Over here is my crayfish, which I will also be adding. I will not be adding all, but I'll be adding from this crayfish. Then the next thing I have here is my plantain flour. You guys remember the plantain flour I made last week? And some of you are eager to know how I add this to my baby's food. This is how I use it on my baby's food. I'll be adding it as well. If you don't know how to make plantain flour, please check the description below. I will also be adding some dates to it. You guys know the health benefits of dates. All the things I'm adding will make your baby to be healthy because all of them have a lot of health benefits. So guys, that's all I will be using. Let's get right into the video. The first thing I will do is to fry all the things I will be using except the fish. I will fry the corn, the beans, the millet, the soya bean. That's all I will do before we move on to the next step. And I'll be frying it on a low heat till the color changes to light brown, as you can see. Then I will take it out. Say that I fry each one for a total of 5 to 10 minutes and I took it out. You don't need to wait for the corn or for the millet to start popping before you take it out. Then I'll be frying the beans as well. Even if you don't want to fry others, make sure you fry the beans. You know that beans have a very strong taste, and if you don't fry it, you may not like the taste it will give to your Tombrown. So I'll be frying it to remove the strong taste. Like I said earlier, I will fry this for 5 to 10 minutes. I will just keep an eye on it. Once the color starts to change, I will take it out and I move on to the next thing. Please, you guys, have you subscribed to my channel? If you are watching up to this extent and you are not yet subscribed, what are you still waiting for? Please subscribe, turn on your notification bell to all so that you will be the first to be notified whenever I upload a new video. And please remember to give this video a huge thumbs up comment below if you have any question. Feel free to ask. All of us are here to learn. Even me, I'm still learning every day. See, this one has started popping, so I will be taking it out. It just reminded me of the millets we used to have when we are in primary school. This is how they fry it and they will give it to us. We'll be eating it happily, my dear. So I'll be taking it out now. I'm just pouring everything inside one bowl. So I move on to the next thing, which is my soya bean. I will fry my soya bean as well. Then we go to the next stage. Don't go anywhere, guys. The video is not yet over. A lot of people don't fry their beans or their corn or their millet. They just soak it in water, then they blend it and sieve it like we did before when we made pap, that's ogi. But I prefer frying mine because it takes the taste to another level. So you can try the two process and decide the one you like, but I bet you will like this process I'm using now. So right now, guys, I'm done frying and I will leave it to cool down a bit before we start blending it. Once it has cooled down, you start blending with your blender. You can use your big blender or your small blender. Though it's preferable to use the small blender that is meant for only dry ingredients, but I'll be using this my big blender because I'm blending big quantity, so it will take a lot of time when I use small blender. So I'll be using this big blender to blend it, but I blend it several times. So I just added my groundnut into it and I mixed it. I will also be adding my dates to it. This is just fresh dates I bought and I dried it under the sun. After adding the dates, you start blending. You blend till you achieve a powdered consistency. As I'm blending, I'm using my spatula to mix it so that it will blend very well. Once I've gotten what I need, once it has blended so smoothly, I will take it out and pour it into my container. Guys, take a look at how my blender did justice to this. You can use a smaller blender for this if you don't have your big blender, though it will take some time for you to blend everything. Yeah, moving on, I will be blending my stockfish because I added the other one that I cut out, and I will be adding some crayfish to it. Then I will just cover and blend to smooth. Then after blending, transfer it into a plate and keep it aside. The next thing is to start sieving the Tombrown. And I will be using the tiniest sieve that I have to sieve it. Just like so. If you are trying to eat healthy, you can use this Tombrown to make your swallow. You can as well reblend this again and sieve it to bring out more baby food from it. But that's not what I will be doing now. Though I will be reblending mine later, but I will not be using it for my baby's food. I will reblend it and I will use it for my swallow. This is what I will be reblending and I will use it for my fufu, and this will be my baby's food. So that's what I will be doing till I finish sieving all of this. And now I'm done sieving it. This is what I got. Remember my plantain flour, I will be adding it as well. Though I will not be adding all, but I will add a reasonable quantity. Then I will mix together. Make sure you use something like this egg whisk to mix everything. Then the next thing I will be adding is my stockfish powder that I grinded earlier. You can use any fish of your choice. Then I will combine everything together very well. Then once I'm done, I'll be adding it into my container for storage. And it's good you use airtight container so that it can last forever. And this is how I make the Tombrown baby food. I just add 1 tablespoon inside a pot. Then I follow it up with water at room temperature. You can adjust the quantity you are making to your baby depending on how big or small your baby eats. So I just mix it so that it will not have any lumps in it. And this is the consistency. It's watery as you can see, but while cooking it we might add another water. So I keep stirring. You can see that it has started boiling and is thickening up. So I will add a little bit of water and continue stirring again. I will stir this for at least 5 minutes. If it's a bit thick, just add a little bit of water to the consistency you want. And that's it. It doesn't take time to prepare. 5 minutes, you are done. The baby food is ready. So I'll be dishing it out now. I'll just transfer it into a plate. That's what I'll be doing. And I will add formula milk. That's baby's milk. And that's the only thing I will be adding because this tastes so good as it is. Remember we added dates, soya bean. So I will add like 3 tablespoons and I will add a little bit of water to dissolve the milk. And I will mix everything together. And it's done. I will just give this to my baby. Babies don't joke with this Tombrown. If you want your baby to be plumpy, try this Tombrown. Thank you so much. That is it for today's video. Bye.